We pull no punches. Press the button, subscribe.
Fight fans, welcome, and my returning guest to the channel today is Stoke's own Nathan Hitman Heaney. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, very good, Dan, mate. It's just, I mean, it's 5 weeks since my last fight, so I've been ticking along, but I've been training much more intense. Well, much more specifically the last 2 weeks. So I've been training hard last 2 weeks, or at least more routine. Because I'm waiting for whenever the next date is, whenever that could be. So you never know. It could be in 9 weeks' time. It could be in 10. It could be in 3 months. You just never know. But you got to be ready whenever.
But I was going to ask you, did you have a nice break on holiday as well?
Yeah, it was nice. Basically, we went to we just chilled a little bit. Really, we didn't actually go away to anywhere. But we did go down to Southampton for the weekend.
Okay.
Pet Pigwood with the kids and stuff, and then went to Kent, where Louise is from, my wife, and spent time with the family. So it was nice.
Fantastic. That's well deserved. Well, the last time you was on my channel, we reflected on your career so far, which was before your fight with Sofiane Carti.
Yep.
I'm going to go straight in. That fight in Manchester, you were stopped in round 7 on the undercard of Derek Chisora versus Otto Wallin. We'll come on to what we know now, but reflecting on that fight first, your own performance, what do you believe went wrong for you in that fight?
I think what went wrong is I just I didn't listen to see properly in terms of keeping the range. And I think as well, because the arena was so big, because it goes quiet at times, you think, are people bored? So then all of a sudden you start committing a little bit more. The next minute you're in your arse. But it's weird because the shot he caught me with wasn't even a big shot. He just caught me on the ear. And so it's just weird. It's a weird one. Like, Steve felt like I dipped a bit after round 4 in terms of my energy levels. So, yeah, it's one of them. But a very frustrating. To be fair, I haven't really watched Fight Back. I've watched little tiny bits, but it doesn't interest me in watching it back because I felt good up until when I got caught, really. And then, just one of them.
Well, I was at the fight sitting with your Stokey fans. As we all know, you have a tremendous support all the time. The shock and devastation around was so clear to see. It was a shock. I mean, some didn't even stick around to watch the main event, Derek Chisora. A lot of them did clear because they were that devastated by it. Recently, you revealed that the fight has now been ruled a no contest after Sofiane Carti failed a VADA test, anti-doping. You've only recently found out about this, haven't you?
Yeah, probably. Like, when I announced it, I only found out the week before, and that's only because one of my supporters had seen a news article written, and he sent it over to me, and I was like, bloody hell. But it's weird because I just thought to myself, it's weird because people will say, oh, like when you see the compound that was found with THC, essentially weed, and people are like, oh, it's weird. Well, it's weird because before that came out, I had my suspicions on certain things. So when my mate sent me this news article, I was thinking, oh, he is on something. But then when you read through it, it's not. It wasn't anything. But that doesn't still mean I still have my own thoughts on certain things. Now people are like, oh, it's weed. It's nothing. No, it's weed that was caught. But doesn't mean they're not taking something else that hasn't been caught. So I mean,
Absolutely.
like, it just is what it is. Like, so but the only saving grace from it is that loss is off my record. It's moving me back up the rankings again, and now it's just I've got to continue on from my last fight where I won in my last fight, essentially.
We will definitely come on to your last fight, absolutely we will. But you are correct in what you're saying. I've done my research, and it was THC, which is a banned substance, and effectively is cannabis. UCAD have said he's serving a 3 months. He served a 3 month suspension. It has been ruled a no contest, rightfully so. But you elaborated on something there. It's not a PED, a performance enhancing drug, But when you found out, like you said about you had your suspicions, he was on, could have been something else. Did you
Yeah.
think it was going to be a ped?
Yeah, yeah. I didn't think it was gonna be weed, mate. I'll be straight. I was thinking, yeah. So, but that's yeah. But it is what it is. It
Mm,
is what it is. It's but that I'm not saying that he's on PEDs or anything.
mm,
But you can still have your suspicions on certain things. Like there's certain fighters you see, you get it with shots, and you're thinking, how have they gone over that? It's nothing, but it's weird. It's weird. It's weird. But anyway, it's one of them. It just is what it's just my opinion. But regardless, he still has something banned in his system, regardless of whether it's weird or not.
Well, he's not
And
you. Well, I was sorry, just to interrupt. He's not usually known as a puncher, Sofiane Carti.
well, so yeah, so particularly early in his career, at least he
Mm,
definitely wasn't early in his career, and then he beat Spike O'Sullivan,
yeah.
stops a number of lads, stopped me. It's just yeah. Listen, I'm not saying anything. Anyone can make their own mind up and they could be like, Nate, your thoughts completely wrong, and they could be,
Mm.
but they could also be thinking. But that's just what you have to think sometimes.
Well, it's not just the power as well. Like his engine to me seemed quite relentless as well. Like I say, I'm not making any suspicions, but there was certain things like when I found out about he'd failed something, I was expecting it to be
EPO
something.
or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
Yeah,
something like
definitely.
yeah. No, I'm not saying that's what he's on. So
Mm,
at all, not in the slightest. But see, one of my strong points is I've got a good engine. I have got a good engine, and I used to think right, keep working, and they will go eventually, gas or whatever. They won't keep the same intensity. But listen, he was just he was just good. He was just good, Ronnie. But like,
well, yeah, it was a great performance from him. It was an off night for you, but the 3 month suspension he got, for example, any drug for what he failed on. Do you think there should be longer bans, bigger bans, or anything like that?
well, it, if it's banned, it's banned, isn't it? Like
I
so.
agree. Yeah, I
So
do.
it's
Yeah.
like, surely there should be like just in general, like if it whether someone's like, oh, it's weed, like I don't really care if it's banned, regardless of what it is. So should there be a blanket? It makes a difference. Like you see some people they test for certain, like whether it's clomid, whether it's whatever it is, and nothing happens. So, but I can guarantee if I got caught with the same things, I'd be banned for a long time.
Well, we've just spoke about what he ingested. What is your performance and your own opinion then on PEDs? Like, I mean, there's a lot of things happening in the sport now. People um, banned, they come back. Suspensions, they come back. There never really seems to be any lifetime bans. What's your opinion on, for example, PEDs if you fail on them, lifetime bans?
Yeah, essentially.
Mm.
Unless there is proof that it was unaccidental contamination of some kind. Because listen, it could happen. It could happen, but there should also be some kind of you should have to take some more precautions, whether you pay a little bit more for informed sports. But that even that in itself, that means you can't take so many supplements because not everything is informed sport. For example, if you get magnesium biglycinate from a certain website, well, that's not informed sport because you're not going to pay for that because it costs them a fortune just to have that label on.
Mm.
So, but yeah, but if you're caught with an injectable steroid or something that's associated with steroids, be it clomid, be it some I can't even think master on or whatever was in some other boxer's system. There's it's a proper steroid, man. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like so
totally agree.
you just banned. Just banned. Now the reason, like, listen, I I'm quite a fit lad, reasonably strong lad, and I've worked to my genetic limit. Would I love to see how good I could be like these other guys are on it? Man, it'd be amazing. But the thing that would stop me from ever doing, one, you shouldn't be doing it anyway, but two, everything I've ever worked for in regards to me City, Sporting Hall of Fame, or you tarnish it, and but for me, that's my deterrent in terms of ruining the legacy that I've had.
Yeah.
Whether people think that's a good legacy or bad legacy, it don't really matter. Whatever I've achieved would ruin it. So that's, even if you weren't banned, but some of these guys, they aren't bothered about they bother about the money. They don't care about how people perceive them, because most of the time they give a persona that people don't like anyway. So, and that's a strange one with the sport. But some people do that. They play the villain because you think it gets more people to watch them, which is great. It might work, but I would hate to have that. I'd hate to have that.
Appreciate your honesty, Nathan. Really do. I mean, you're always in fantastic shape. You're always the ultimate professional. It's just it's there for us all to see. And as I mentioned, your previous opponent is now free to fight on again. I think he did have a fight planned. I think it's fell through, but he is free to fight on again. Like a lot of boxers that fail in the fail tests, unfortunately, in the sport, it's a bad side of the sport that's happening more and more now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But you're back to winning ways. Last time out, 8 rounds, points win against the durable Grant Dennis. The atmosphere looked electric. Was it a good feeling to get back in there and win again?
Yeah, it was great. It was me and Grant were scheduled to fight each other probably 3 years ago. I can't remember why it didn't happen, but I think I ended up fighting Jack Flatley instead.
Okay.
So, which was the first fight, and then I cut the second fight. I boxed really well, but yeah, but it was good. I was very nervous because, again, you don't know. Like, I know Steve, my coach, would have been worried about me, whether my resistance is there anymore. Like, obviously, I got hit with Carti, got put down with a shot that didn't seem anything at all. So he could think, is your resistance gone? See, before, when you're in the change rooms, you're a bit nervous, thinking, what am I doing?
Yeah.
What? And particularly in that venue as well, there was nearly 1,000. There was 1,350 people in there. I said I sold 1,200 tickets. There was actually more, but I couldn't say that because of regulations for the building. But it was amazing. But anyway, yeah, I was thinking, what am I doing? Like, teaching would have been much easier. But then when you win, you come back in the change room, you think that boxing's way easier than teaching. But no, it was ace. But like I say, the nerves stuff, it's the venue, everyone's on top of you. Any mistakes you make are going to be seen. And like I say, I could have had things in the back of my mind thinking, can I take a shot? Because this lad, Grant Dennis, was going to come to hit me as hard as he could. And although you don't ever want to be tested, he did catch me with some good shots. But I didn't feel like I wasn't buzzed up. I wasn't wobbly at any time. I just took the shot like I always have done. And so it was good.
Well, you mentioned about the punch resistance, the durability there. Obviously, I see a lot of social media. When you lost your fight, I saw a few comments about questioning the sort of like punch resistance you've got left. Do you feel that you are sort of like there's no problems in that area at all?
Yeah, absolutely fine. Like, I mean, when I'm sparring and stuff, I don't think I've very rarely got hurt, to be fair. And then obviously, in the last fight, he did catch some good shots. Big left hook in the last round as well when you're the most fatigued. And now I was absolutely fine. So I've got no worries. The most important thing is don't get hit in the first place.
Yeah.
But sometimes in the past, obviously when I fought by Paul's, very strong lad, caught me very well. And yeah, it sometimes just happens. But no, I feel like my resistance is absolutely fine. If I sound different, because like I said to you before, I've got these aligner trays in, so they make me sound a bit whistly.
No, you're all
And
good,
it's
mate.
not as good.
You're all good, mate. Don't worry. Well, it's great to hear about you, how you're feeling about the punch resistance. Obviously, it's very needed going forward to have that resistance there. That was a smaller hall show, as you said, 1,300 people there. It was at the King's Hall in Stoke. Do you prefer sometimes these smaller shows, sort of like than these sort of compact crowds, to get back into it in your sort of rebuilding process rather than a big crowd?
No, no, I love the big venues. I do love them, but you can't beat. Essentially, we just rewound the clock to 5 years ago when I boxed before COVID, and it was sold out and it was phenomenal. And it sort of just reignites everything in terms of the atmosphere, everyone being together. Now, listen, if you take that atmosphere and put it into a small into one of these venues, it's even better. Like, for example, when I boxed Jack Flatley in the second fight, that was at the Telford International Centre.
I was at
Now,
that, yeah.
Telford's not an amazing place, but the atmosphere was
It
absolutely
was.
incredible because no matter where you sit, there's not a bad seat,
True.
and it was just amazing. So that yeah, but that's the other thing with the bigger venues, the atmosphere can get lost a little bit. But when I boxed Enzo Bentley in the MEN Arena, there was no atmosphere lost there. It was amazing. So yeah, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. But I love the feel of when we take over a big place.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like as I said earlier, your support is absolutely phenomenal. It really is. I've seen your social media. The Stoke dream stays alive at the
Yeah,
Bet365 Stadium. Gary Spike O'Sullivan respectfully called you out on social media.
yeah.
What do you think of that fight? I mean, you both do have a sort of common opponent in Carti. I know you was his
Yeah,
scrub now, but what do you
yeah,
think about that fight as an
yeah.
opponent?
I think it's a good fight.
Good guy as well.
Yeah, he's been a disciple of the sport for a long time, and yeah, be very interesting. That's
Mm.
why I have to make sure the Tash is strong because he's got
Yeah,
a very good Tash. You
he
know,
has,
so,
yeah.
I mean, last fight with Tash was
Mm.
bang on, but it takes a while to build up this stuff. So I ain't got it like he has, but yeah, there'd be a really good fight. Like
I've had,
because he's fought at a very high level
yeah, he
and
certainly has, yeah.
like a very high level. So, and if I was not ready or good enough, he would beat me 100%. So, it'd be a good test for me as well. But yeah, it'd be a good one. That
Well, I've had Gary on my channel before. He's a very likable, funny guy, and he's certainly got a good following as well, like you have.
yeah.
So it would be, I can imagine the atmosphere at that fight.
Well, exactly, yeah. And that's thing when that was originally when he originally tagged me. I've got a few supporters that fly over from Ireland to watch me
Okay,
fight, and they've been to quite a few fights now. In fact, I saw two lads outside the King's Hall the day of the fight. I give them the tickets, like, but they be a bit torn because obviously they got their countrymen and they got me
yeah,
who's
yeah, yeah.
support. So listen, I wouldn't begrudge them
Mm,
if they supported Spike and
the
Sullivan.
Irishman.
As long as he get tickets off me, I don't bother. No, it's it. But no, yeah, but they probably would get tickets off me, but they would be supporting the countrymen. But I couldn't hold that against them because they're Irishmen. Do you know what I mean?
They'd have to sit in the neutral seats, wouldn't
Yeah,
they?
yeah,
Well, you're back in the top 100 middleweights now. Only one loss on the record in, I believe it's 22 fights.
yeah.
Will we see you back on the TV soon, making your DAZN debut for Queensbury?
Well, I hope so. Yeah, I just I mean, I saw a video of Lee Easton the other day where he said about it was put a question was put to him about Stoke, and he said, "Listen, if we can do Stoke, we'll do Stoke, but obviously you need to get me back out winning again
Yeah,
to continue winning at
yeah.
least." So I would guess they're gonna. I don't know what shows are planned. Obviously, there's a Manchester show in 8.5 weeks, maybe, or
December, I've seen one as well. Is it? There's
is it?
yeah, there's a the November one with Buatsi and
Yeah.
Parker headlining, and then I believe there's one planned for December,
Okay, where would that be? Do you think?
Manchester.
Oh, really? Okay. Well,
Don't shoot the messenger though. That's what I'm hearing.
okay. So that when we turn record off, you can tell me the date that you're
Yeah, I
saying as
will
well.
do. Yeah,
But you say, but yeah. So potentially then,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Well,
So
so definitely you are sort of thinking before the end of the year for sure.
yeah, 100%. The you see, I was of the thing in my mind. I need a date in Stoke before I commit to anything, but I also know that in order for Stoke to happen, I need to be back on the zone, winning, showing showing what we've done all the way through in terms of the atmospheres and why it needs to happen. So, and Frank's been great. George, Warren, and obviously Lee and stuff. It's just, but it gets the everything moving now.
Yeah.
Get a fight done by the end of this year, then all the talks can happen in Stoke and the momentum build up to the next 6 months, ideally, to fight at Stoke.
Brilliant.
Listen. What's annoying, very annoying, in fact, was I would have already boxed at Stoke on the 8th of June, 2024. I saw the floor plans.
Really?
I saw everything. But what messed it up was when the fight was when the stadium was agreed, it was 4 weeks before my first ever British title defence, Brad Pauls. Now the first fight was very competitive and close, but I still should have won. And I'm saying that, and I'm not saying that as like, but if I score it correctly in my mind, which I did, I won by 2 rounds, possibly 3. But still, that then messed everything up because I would have fought Adamez for the WBC World title. I know. Huge. So listen, I might have got hammered, but I really would not have cared.
Yeah.
In my football team at Stoke for the WBC World title.
Yeah, I know. Massive.
Then, so you have that draw mess up, then you lose, and then you lose again. Oh my! Wow. Now it's that other loss is gone now, so I have to pretend it didn't happen. But so it's there in terms of it was that close before, just by 2 rounds, he messed everything up. Listen, in the first fight, if I'd got put on my arse, that scorecard I'd agree with, but I didn't put on my arse. I stayed on my feet, and the other rounds that I won should have counted, but they didn't. But listen, so all I need to do now is go back to your question. Fight before the end of the year, then that builds everything to next year.
Well, the 100% thing I can draw from this interview, there's loads of fire left in your belly, isn't there, to get back in that ring?
But but for the first time, I said to Steve the other day, for the first time, I'm actually looking forward to fighting. Because let's face it, I was on the back of a draw, a loss, and a lot. You saw them, bloody hell. Like the last fight I had was to see, have I still got it? And listen, Grandane's are good opponents. Now, listen, is it the top of the chain? No, but I wasn't at the top of the chain myself. Top of the chain performance for me is when I won the British title against Denzel Bentley. Like that, when I boxed well, I believe I could beat most people, but I have to be switched on for it. And I've had a little bit of fear as well.
Well, talking about opponents, just last question now. I've had Brad Pauls on my channel, very likeable guy like yourself.
Yeah.
Is that a fight potentially you'd like to run back? I know it'd be a third and a trilogy. No, you're not interested.
Because no.
Okay, fair enough.
Unless he was the British champion, European champion, or something that's going to gain me something other than just a win. Now, a win's fantastic.
Yeah.
And to right or wrong would be fantastic. But he's a very good fighter. But I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, if he's a very good fighter, there better be a good reward at the end of it, other than just a little W on BoxRec.
I totally get that. Yeah, totally get that.
Essentially what it is. So, like, when people, Paul's no. Because he got beat by Denzel Bentley, and now Denzel Bentley is the European champion. Yeah. So, it's one of them.
No, that's fair enough, and I think we'll conclude this interview now. I think it's been brilliant, Nathan. I think I want to say thanks for being so open and honest with everything you've said as well, especially the earlier stuff we spoke about. I know sometimes boxers can be a bit like not wanting to say too much, but I think you've been very open and honest. So
just, like I said, with my opinions and stuff, it's just my opinions. I'm not saying any facts and stuff. So but it's just
brilliant. Well, I'll certainly look forward to seeing you back in the ring. And I want to say, Nathan Heaney, thanks for taking the time to come on my channel again. And that Stoke dream definitely stays alive, doesn't it?
More than welcome, Darren. Cheers, mate. Thank you for the interview.
All right, speak to you soon. Thanks, Nate. Cheers, mate. Bye.